Good news to all Biafrans all over the world as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today wins the trial within trial. The update is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu succeeds on the trial within trial on grounds of absence of his counsel during the taking of his statement in 2015. A similar exhibit previously admitted in evidence was expunged for the same reason. In plain terms, the exhibits were ruled inadmissible. So all the evidences, the video evidences that the DSS took against the will of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under pressure, under duress, because they had guns pointing on his head and forced him to write statements against his will and then to make some pronouncements under a recording against his will. So the DSS wanted to use that avenue to present those evidences that they have collected under duress from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They wanted to present it in court, but it led to a trial within a trial. And today, Judge Erokoro Paul has, struck out those evidences, claiming that his lawyers were not available, and then they took those evidences from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under duress. Now, let's hear what the judge said. The judge said, "I observed throughout the videos played that none of the interviewers showed their faces. Why is that so?" This is the question he posed to the witness, and the witness said, "We are protected by the law." He now asked him again, "Did you introduce yourself to the defendant before the interview? Did you tell him your real name?" The judge is asking the witness that, "Did you tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu your real name?" He now said, "Yes, I mentioned my name." The judge asked him, "Do you know the names of everyone working in your organization?" He said no. He now asked him, "Did you ever enter the cell or where the defendant was confined?" I didn't really get what the witness said. This is what the judge was saying. He said, "Do you have underground cell in your organization?" The witness said, "I am not aware of that." Then the judge asked him, "Are you aware that so many people detained in your custody have announced that they were kept in underground cell?" The witness said, "I am just hearing about it." Paul Erokoro asked him again, "Did you hear when Sowore said he was detained in an underground cell?" The witness said, "Anybody can say anything to whip up public sympathy." He was now asked again, "Are you aware that the defendant was held in an underground cell?" The witness said, "I'm not aware. It can't be true." He now asked him again, "Did you notice you people were forcing the defendant on what to write?" That's from the video that they presented. The judge noticed that they were forcing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on what to write. And that was why he asked him, "Did you notice that on the video, the defendant was being forced on what to write?" The witness said, "Nobody was forcing him. We were just trying to guide him." So the judge asked him, "Did you observe he wore same shirt every day for the interview?" The witness said yes. He now asked him, "Did you notice how excited he was when he asked for water?" The witness said, "I didn't notice." Why did the judge ask him if he noticed why that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was excited? That is to show you that he was going through torture. Then when he was presented with something that would give him relief, he was excited to have it. So that explains that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was under duress and was under serious torture. He was not even under a normal condition. Now, the judge now asked him, "Did you know someone called Mr. Brown threatened him?" Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu complained that the person who interviewed him was Mr. Brown. The person gave him the name Mr. Brown. So he now asked him, do you know anyone called Mr. Brown? And do you know that the person threatened Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The witness said, I don't know about that. So this was the questions that the judge asked, and he got certain convincing answers from this witness that actually they forced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make statements against his will. And then the judge now went ahead to say that all video presented by the DSS as evidence against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's alleged statement is declared null and void by the court. The judge has ruled on the trial within trial, ruling that all video evidences of the defendant making oral statement or written statement has been rejected by the court and consequently are no longer relevant in this case. So this is a very good news. It is a move in the right direction because they took those evidences as what they are going to present. I was watching a video one time when a young man was giving a statement on how he was forced in the prison by the police to make statement about what he did not do. They captured them and took them to the police cell and then forced them to admit that they were responsible for guns and that guns were found in their living room. The young man said no, that he was not going to sign anything, that he needed a lawyer to stand in for him. So it has been reported on various cases, not even one, not two, not three, that it has become a habit for the Nigerian police and all law enforcement agencies in Nigeria to always get evidence through pressure. Through pressure. They pressure the suspect until the person admits to crime that he or she did not commit. So that is exactly what they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that is why you heard yesterday that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cries out that the evidences that are presented in court were presented, we are gotten from him under duress and under pressure. So the judge has seen valid, reasons to expunge all those video evidences and written evidences or statements from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, stating that his lawyers were not present even when he requested for lawyers, and then that he noticed that they were forcing him to write certain things and to admit to certain things. And so he expunged all video evidences presented by the DSS. And by next month, being June, I think June 13th, 16th, 18th, and 19th, thereabout, the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will also come up again and continue from there. Hopefully, we'll see an end to this case. Also, remember that Mazi Simon Ekpa, from information, will be in court tomorrow, and we are rooting for him to have a very successful outing tomorrow in court, and then it will be a groundbreaking scenario where Biafra will now be discussed in an international stage, an international court. This is one very wonderful thing that the PM Simon Ekpa has brought to this struggle, that the case of Biafra is now being discussed on an international stage. So let's keep our hopes alive. Let's keep tabs on. Let's click on the red subscribe button for those who have not subscribed, and share widely for people to get the real news and the truth about what is happening concerning Biafra. Thank you for listening. This is Biafra First.